everybody, welcome back to my channel, ELO for Life. In my last channel, I said that I would make a video on how I bleach my closures and frontals. So, in this video, I'm going to show you how I bleach my closure. And this is what I'm going to use as a closure. And as you can see, I have a plastic cap on one of my little cone heads. I have the closure from the I Love Wig collection that I'll be using in this particular video. A plastic spoon and a plastic knife, 2 pieces of aluminum foil. I have my corrector that I'll be using in my bleaching mixture that I got from Sally's, my 30 volume developer, and I will also be using the, I have my mixing bowl. Sorry about that ring, y'all. And I have my BW2 bleaching powder. So let's get started. Oh, one more thing. Forgot to mention I have some water and a comb. So, first things first, I'm going to take a little bit of that water in that water bottle and I'm going to spray it down on my closure onto the hair. And I'm just doing that just to smooth away those flyaways. As you can see, I'm just combing those flyaways down. Just so that, like I said before, just so it can stay out of the way when I start bleaching. And then I'm just going to simply just plait the hair up just to give it some extra security while I'm in the process of bleaching my closure. Because the last thing I need is bleach getting on my hair. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my closure and I'm going to put it or pin it down onto my head that you see over there. And I'm actually using straight pins, those, you will call those T-pins. That's what I'm using. Because I feel like those give a lot more security when it comes to whether I'm sewing up a wig or whatever the heck I'm doing, bleaching knots or whatever the case may be. It's just a lot more sturdier. And of course we can't forget my gloves. So next I'm just going to mix my bleaching powder into my mixing bowl. I'm only going to use about 1 scoop. And like I said, because this is a closure, you don't need that much bleaching powder just for a closure. I think my closure is a 4x4 closure. And then next, I'm going to take that 30 volume developer, and first I'm taking like a cap full, or maybe a cap, maybe 2 caps. Okay, maybe 2 caps that I'm taking and I'm putting in that mixing bowl. And I'm just going to stir that around just to see what kind of consistency that is going to give me. And as you can see that the consistency was still very powdery. So I said, forget that. Let me go ahead and just pour some of that 30 volume developer into a mixing bowl. And see what kind of texture it's going to give me this time around. And I'm sorry, y'all, if I sound a little weird, it's because I have a cold and I'm trying to get this video done. So as you can see, I'm mixing, and I'm going to consistently mix until it's all mixed together because I don't want to see any powder whatsoever. Next, I'm taking my corrector and I'm going to put it into the mixture there. As you can see, I'm using, I think I put about 10, 11 drops in there. And I'll just put this in here because I don't want, when I'm bleaching my knots, I don't want that brassy, goldish, reddish kind of turnout on my closure. So this is what helps. It helps to prevent that. And as you can see, I'm just testing out to make sure that the consistency of my mixture is the way that I like it. You don't want it to be drippy or runny because you don't want to seep through your closure. So now I'm just going to pat that onto my closure with a plastic knife. And I like using this plastic knife versus the a bleaching brush or tinting brush. It just makes it a lot easier for me. And I'm going to spray that on that closure like it's butter, baby. Until I get it all the way around, until it's fully covered. It only took me probably less than maybe 1 to 3 minutes at the most. But like I said, you just want to get that all the way onto your closure as good as possible. And because I didn't use that much, and I still had powder, the bleaching mixture still left over, so I had more than enough. Like I said, 1 scoop is enough when you're doing this, y'all. So now I'm getting ready to bake the closure into some aluminum foil. So I'm just going to seal it up and leave it on. I think I let this on for about 25 minutes, I believe. Yeah, I think it's about 20-25 minutes. So next, I'm showing you all the things that I use when it comes to rinsing the closure from the bleach mixture. I use the ISO Plus just to neutralize the bleaching mixture from continual processing. And when I do rinse my closures, I like to wash it face down first because I don't want any of the bleaching stuff or bleaching developer mixture to run back into my closure. And I'm going to scrub that closure really well. And I think I did this about 2 times. And as you can see, my knots were bleach to my liking. And you're bleaching according to your liking. I like to inspect my closures as I'm washing it just to make sure I didn't damage it any way possible. And as you can see, those knots are bleach because now they're brown. They're not dark as they were before, which is good. That's what you want. I do notice that BW2 bleaching powder does, for some reason, really bleach the heck out of your closure. So you really have to be careful. And next, I'm just using some shimmer lights, which is the generic form from Sally's. I'm using the shampoo onto my closure, and I'm going to leave that on there. I think I let this on for about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. And this is just some extra precaution that I'm just using. I probably overdid it because, like I said before, I use that corrector stuff from Sally's, and you really probably don't need to go this route, but you know me, I like to be safe than sorry. So I'm using the Shimmer Lights conditioner, and which is the generic form from Sally's, which is a lot cheaper. And I think I let that on for about 5 to 10 minutes as well. So I'm just rinsing that out really, really, really well. And I know it made my hair on my closure really, really soft. So once I look at that and I inspect my closure, making sure that it's not damaged, that's just me turning on my ring light so you all can see it just a little bit better. I'm just going throughout my closure and just checking out to make sure it got bleached. And it's really simple, really easy. There's tons of videos on YouTube on how to do it, but this is just what I do and what I use to bleach my closure. So I'm just inspecting it just to make sure I've got all those knots. And if you don't get all those knots, just go back and re-bleach the closure again. I'm not sure if you have to leave it back. You wouldn't really have to leave it back on there for 20-25 minutes. But thank you all for watching my video. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification button, okay? And y'all have a good one. Thank you so much. Stay tuned to my next video. Goodbye.